Okay,
All right. I will give you a hint. Okay, Martha, you can go.
okay, good. Well, welcome everybody to Modern Life and Balance, and we're going to have a little discussion about what that means. And I realized as I'm thinking about it, how, as I grow older, how I get a little smarter. I've run into a few walls. I've tripped over a lot of things and fallen into some big holes in my life as I've been trying to balance a million different things as a single mother and raising a child and starting 4 different companies and making it all work. And I went through some really challenging times. And as I get older, I begin to realize the incredible importance of balance. And what I've discovered is that balance doesn't mean equal. It doesn't mean I have to spend equal amount of time with my family and equal amount of time at work and so on. It simply means to be able to design my life in a way that works, in a way that has a sense of harmony and a sense of peace about it. And there are ways to create that in your life. And we're going to take a little time to discuss that amongst ourselves to get some different ideas that may be helpful to you. Okay, next.
Well, I'll go. So for Modern Life Balance, one of the things I like to do to start off my day is to do about 5 items on a gratitude list. Gratitude, as we know, the data even supports this, research data supports this, that the more grateful we're able to be, the easier our day is, and also the flow of our day tends to be. And so what I do is when I get up in the morning, I take a piece of paper, and I like to handwrite. You can do this on a computer. And I write 5 to 10 things that I'm grateful for. So for example, today I wrote, oh, man, I love the coffee that I made today, which, sometimes my coffee is not the best, but today it was really good. Or I'm grateful for my family, or I'm grateful for the work that I get to do. And it just sets me up to be a lot more optimistic, enthusiastic, engaged with the people I work with, the people I get to meet each day. And I feel a sense of balance by that, because no matter what challenge or stress points are thrown in your way during a day, somehow there's an element of gratitude that comes in that reminds us that each stress point, each challenge is perhaps a lesson to be learned. And that's one of the things I love to do. Is I love to learn. I like to be in learning communities. So it enforces my interest in learning new things. So that's one of the key points that I'd like to bring up about Modern Life and Balance. Modern life can be chaotic, hectic, crazy, wild, you name it. But the balance component, you just need to do something like write a little gratitude list in the morning to get you through those elements where you have those challenges or stress points. All right.
I love that. I love that, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Well, one of the
Yeah,
things
so
that, well, I don't know, one of the things that I was thinking about in balance and in modern life is that there's so much going on in the world these days, politically, economically, and in terms of health and wellness. And it's really upset a lot of people's lives, and they're struggling to find balance. They're trying to find their center again. And I felt that myself. And I think that one of the important things that I've gone through, and I think most people are going through, is that how to maintain hope and how to maintain faith in oneself and how to get through life. So some of the things that I do, real simple things, are I focus on my spiritual development and my physical development. And everything else seems to fall into place if I balance those two. So in my spiritual development, I do my mindfulness and meditation practices, or I do prayer. And that kind of stimulates me and gives me inspiration. And then I do my physical work. I actually do a simple walk in nature so that I can get in contact with all of the gifts of nature, and also my body is working and getting embodied, to get my body involved in things. So if I can balance the spiritual and my physical, I find that I'm uplifted throughout the day. And I just make a practice of doing that on an ongoing basis. And there are times that I wake up and I don't feel like doing some of the things, but I make sure that I do it anyway, because right after I do it, I feel a lot more centered and uplifted, and I have enough energy to go through the day. So I would just recommend that people do that. And that's what's important in these days, is to have that kind of balance in the changing world that we're in right now.
I love that. For me, I like lists. And the lists aren't just something you start at the day or end of the day, but it's a list that's going on inside of me. So I know that to have balance, to have harmony, there are 5 things that all human beings need. The first is breath. Am I breathing deeply or am I breathing shallow? Which is really easy to do with these challenging times. So do a count, 5 breath, 5, count of 5 to breathe in, a count of 5 to exhale. The second thing all human beings need is rest. Have I rested? Have I given myself minimum of 6 hours, but preferably 8 hours? We're not going to function. How can we expect our body with these vessels are important? The third thing is water. You need water. So every day, just giving gratitude and drinking lots of water, staying hydrated. The fourth is nutrition. I'm talking about real food nutrition, not junk, not the easy stuff you pick up, whether you're busy working at work or you're at home or in the community. Nutrition is what our bodies need. And then finally, but not least of all, is community. And are you in community? And that means community not only in right relationship with yourself and other people, but also in right relationship with nature, as some others have talked about being in nature. So these 5 things, jot them down and do a check for yourself. And I will guarantee if you're paying attention to seeing that you get these 5 things, breath, rest, water, nutrition, and community, you are going to be thriving. And I wish you the best.
Thank you, Anita. I'd like to key on that for a moment. You know, in our busy world, everything seems to be externalized. We're often moving from that kind of perspective, you know, what's out there, what do we have to do next? What did they say? What did they do? What do I have to do now? It's very externalized. So balance for me is taking time for my inner life and reeling back the projections of externalization and coming home to my own heart, to my own body, to breath, as Anita talked about, and just taking time to not just be so outer, and taking time for the inner quality that really helps us have a more soulful and depthful connection to our lives and our place in them. So taking time, and especially with the holidays coming up, everything's so really fast-paced and outer, externalized. So taking time to slow down, feel your body, come home to yourself, come home to your breathing, and then see what's actually inside. Taking time. Maybe there's a floating feeling of needing to attend to something, but you've been so busy and sped up that you haven't been able to even get to that. Attend to some quality inside you. So that's my sense of modern life and balance. Thank you.
All right, I'll help close out here very quickly. First of all, I'm super grumpy about modern life and balance, and I'm grumpy about it because it's not automatic. And you know, I kind of expected by this, I'm just turned 50, by this time in life, I would somehow have this balance thing, like would just kind of show up, but it's not showing up. And so the first part for balance for me is to accept that it actually takes work and it takes discipline. And it's not going to magically show up, and it's not going to magically going to iron itself out. All of the wonderful things we just heard from the UPEN teachers. Thank you, all great. for me, it was just that the first decision to say, I want to have balance in my life. Balance is important in my life. And I'm out of whack. Wouldn't even call it balance, out of whack, more often than I care to be. And what it's going to take is, and what it has been taking is commitment to align these important things in my life, and then watching and tracking, where am I, noticing, where am I spending time? Am I spending time on things that I want and need in my life? Or am I just kind of chasing the next shiny object, or cleaning up other people's emergencies, or cleaning up loose ends that I created by not being thoughtful about how I go about life? So I'll leave you with that. Modern life and balance. It takes some thinking and some heart and some acceptance that it's a conscious choice and our personal responsibility to put balance into our life. Once we do, it's a beautiful life.